Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ears and Tails, the small, little content-centric podcast where we interview anyone and everyone who does something involving content. I'm Lilly,
I'm me.
and tonight we're joined by a good friend and a retro streamer, retro gamer, Totem Lord. Totem, would you
Hello
mind?
there.
You mind doing a little introduction as to who you are, what you do, and things like that?
Absolutely. My name's Totem Lord. I'm a retro streamer slash collector. I play the old games, but I do play like some of the new stuff on my Switch. And yeah.
Okay. So, besides like collecting retro stuff, which I completely understand as someone who does retro myself, what pushed you to want to start streaming and creating content?
Well, I originally started doing. I did content first on YouTube. What was it? I can't even remember what I was watching, but something about it. I was watching what they were doing. I was like, I would like to show off some of the stuff I do too. Because a lot of my old stuff was like unboxings, showing like collector stuff. It was really just I just want to give it a shot. Um, I didn't really know how to do it. I had no idea what I was doing, but I kind of just flew in and figured it out as I went. And as far as streaming goes, there's a friend who actually, we were just hanging out. He's like, we should try streaming sometime. And I was like, what is that? He's like, oh, we just play video games in front of people. I was like, that sounds awesome. We should totally do that. And uh, past that, I kind of just branched off on my own, and yeah, here I am, Totem Lord extraordinaire.
Understandable. That might be the most interesting story we've had so far on why you chose to start streaming.
Oh, you
Uh,
flatter me.
so what made you want to go with retro stuff? It's not something I see a lot of people actually do.
It's probably just because it's familiar. I don't know. I guess it's probably comfort food. I guess is probably the best thing to say. I've always loved, like I mean, not to sound, oh, I don't know how do you say cliche, but Zelda games, Mario games, Mega Man, all great stuff. Or like playing like old Bubsy games, just stuff. I just want to share and hang out, or maybe just sit back, chill with a old RPG like Final Fantasy or Legend of Gaia. You know.
Oh, makes sense. Like I said, I am kind of a hobbyist when it comes to retro stuff. Owning, like every classic Sony console and N64 and Genesis and Dreamcast.
Oh yeah, it's so much
And
fun,
with
really.
their and the call and their issues,
Oh yeah.
my aunt.
Especially
Oh man.
classic Sony consoles. They are ooh,
Yep.
they are a thing.
Here's a fun fact. The original PlayStation 1 was the very first console I ever bought with my own money with my very first job. Like literally my first paycheck, I went and bought a PlayStation 1, a memory card, and Final Fantasy 7. So that was kind of, I guess, kind of a achievement or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I was so excited. I was so happy to get it.
It's funny. It was the first console you bought, but it was the first console I ever really played on.
Nice. It's
And
it's a fun console.
Spyro the Dragon was definitely my childhood.
I
Yep.
still need to play that.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, on the PlayStation, I mostly played like the old RPGs. Like I bought it for Final Fantasy and mostly stuck in that area with as far as that went. And a little bit of survival horror, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, what have you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I was always big into like the platform and puzzle adventure games, so that's kind of what I got.
Ah, you
So
can't go wrong with those. I mean, so much fun, so easy to get into.
this is true. So this is a question we kind of ask everyone who does content, and It's a general advice question. If someone were to
Sure.
come up to you who was just starting out, they wanted to make content, they wanted to do YouTube or live streaming, what advice would you give them?
I would say just go for it, you know? I mean, find something you want to play. Don't go out and buy the most fancy cameras ever. Buy what you can afford, you know? I mean, and research what it is you need to get, you know, like a capture card, whatever. Maybe you're lucky and you can stream from your Xbox or your PlayStation, but you know, just do it, you know. I had a friend who only wanted like this high end, this you know the best stuff ever, and he had this list and whatever, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna start streaming when I do all this, and he never got into it because yeah, he never got all those high fancy toys, and it's kind of sad, you know.
Yeah. You don't need anything
Yeah,
super fancy or any super high end to get into streaming.
yeah, you don't need the creme de la creme to start streaming and do stuff. I think you
Exactly,
can
like
pretty much just throw stuff, throw like not talk. Wow, throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. You don't need the latest NVIDIA graphics card or whatever to start streaming.
yeah, I mean, like my very first capture card was an Elgato, but that's because my wife went out and bought it and spent a few $100 on it. But honestly, I've been coasting off of like the $40 ones off of Amazon, and they work just fine, you know. And it
Um,
was like
I'm
so cool.
I'm running off of
Yeah,
Elgato 4K 60. It's a fantastic
Yeah,
card.
I mean, oh man, like you know, I'd love to upgrade to that, but you know, I don't want it to stop me from you know hanging out and streaming because you know just
Oh
want
no,
to
I
hang out.
I I totally get you.
Yeah.
if it ain't broken, don't fit it. If it works, it works. Roll with it.
Ah, truth be told, my friends, truth be told.
Hey, Lem, I've asked a few questions. Is there
I
anything you
mean,
want
that
to ask
is.
Totem?
But where does your username of Totem Lord comes from? Is there like any backstories to it?
As a matter of fact, there is. So, have you guys ever played the game Triforce Heroes on the 3DS?
I cannot say I have,
Oh, it is so
primarily
much fun.
because that is one of the only Nintendo systems I have never owned.
What about you, Lemmy? Have you ever played Triforce Heroes?
I have not, no.
Well, Triforce Heroes is it's a multiplayer Zelda game, and I don't know why. For some reason, it gets a lot of flack from the Zelda community. I feel, but it's really fun. It's 3 players, and it has a feature on it called Totem Time. It's where you pick up a partner and like you lift them over your head, and you can walk around with them, and you can solve puzzles that way, and you can have all 3 of them in a totem stack. Well, apparently, when playing the game with my friend, with my wife and my friend Chad, or Hidden Shrine, uh, apparently I was kind of bossy because there'd be times when Hidden Shrine would like I'd you know say, oh hey, go over here and shoot the switch or something, and he'd be like, yes, Totem Lord, and just kind of thing, and it just kind of stuck. And when I was about ready to do my unboxings on YouTube when I was first starting, for some reason that name I was just like, I'm gonna go with Totem Lord. Hidden Shrine
That's
is like dubbed that, and that's gonna be my name now.
that's kind of funny. I was not aware of the
That's
origin story.
that is a
Very
very
few.
funny name.
So yeah,
Funny
that's
origin
why
too.
that is why I'm called Totem Lord. Actually, to kind of go on a subtopic of that, a lot of people ask why I'm Totem Lord reviews. It's because when I came up with Totem Lord, there was already another Totem Lord on there. So out of respect for that person, I just added reviews. And anytime you see my name with that tacked on, it's because there's probably another Totem Lord. I was like, all right, I'll back off.
That's fair. With the reviews, do you actually like sit down and do classic game reviews? Is that something you would be interested in doing?
It is. I actually have a couple of them written out. I think when I did kind of a mock run, it came out to be 5, maybe 7 minutes, but they were just of like of Game Boy games that I kind of jotted down. I think when I get done with school, when I become a classroom teacher, I think I'll actually get into that. You know, when I can dedicate more time. But it's something I want to do. I hate editing so much. I can I can edit the short stuff pretty good, but the longer stuff I don't know, it just bogs me down, and I just ugh. Yeah.
That's very fair. Hey, so we're coming to a close. Is there any just general life advice or anything you would like to say to our audience?
I don't know. I mean, that depends how much time you got. Now, I guess I could probably say, uh, actually, kind of going off that a little bit. I've considered doing like a second channel of just like life advice because I think that'd be really fun to explore.
That would be an interesting second channel.
Yeah, if I do, I'll let you guys know if you're interested, of course.
Of course. Yeah, just any
Let's see.
general closing words of wisdom you would like to impart to the audience.
Any question you want to ask us?
So yeah, is there anything you want to ask us?
Um, I did notice in your other couple podcasts that you guys asked the VR question. My question is, why do you ask that question? And it's just out of just curiosity. Why do you guys ask the VR question?
Alright, so that was actually a question I had come up with. And the
Yeah.
reason we ask it is because there are content creators who are solely VR based and they have a different experience than normal
Mm,
VTubing, like what I do. So I
yeah.
ask that question, ask if they feel, in their opinion, it's worth it, just to kind of get that perspective, especially seeing it's something I want to lean more into. That's why I have full body and everything now, is because I want to lean more into making VR content. So it's
Oh,
always
good.
just nice to get other people's opinions on VR, how VR works for them, and stuff like that.
I mean, I wasn't asked it, but I guess we'll brush past that. It's okay.
Well, you don't
I
really do.
mean,
I was gonna
I
say you
mean,
don't really do VR content. That's why we didn't ask.
Yeah, I kind of
mm,
fumbled the ball when it
yeah.
came to setting up, and you're like, you know what, this guy doesn't know what he's doing with VR. Just skip it.
I am more than willing to help you set it up at some point if you want. By the way, just hit me up.
I will. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Going to the advice thing. You know what? There's something I'll import like life advice. I'm gonna say nothing lasts forever. You know, if you're going through like a rough patch, it'll be over before you know it. But you gotta believe, and the same thing goes for good things too. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, nothing lasts forever. If something's good happening, if something good is happening, cherish it while you can. If something bad is happening, just know that it will get better.
That's actually some really good life advice. Like genuinely really good life
Yeah.
advice.
You probably say that to
And
all the
with
totem lords out there.
You're the only totem lord I know, so hey,
So in a way, I'm kind
before we
you're
wrap this up,
representing all the Northern Lords.
before we wrap this up in
all,
its entirety, where can we find you? Where are your links? What do
if
you stream on? Do you have a schedule? Anything like that?
I don't have a schedule. I can't stick to a schedule. With 4 kids and working full time, I just kind of stream whenever I can. And now that I'm full time college again, I'm streaming even less. But uh, if I don't feel it, I won't stream. There are times that I've pushed past it and I've streamed and it's been an amazing stream. But if you're not feeling it, I feel like the audience is gonna get that vibe.
Yeah.
Um, but as far as where you can find me, if you search up Totem Lord, I'm pretty much on. I'm on Twitch. I'm on TikTok. I'm kind of on Instagram. I don't really do much. I'm on YouTube. On YouTube and I'd say YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. I'm the most active.
Okay.
Instagram, I've kind of given up on.
All right. And for those watching, I will put all the links and everything in the video description, so make sure to check Totem out there,
Yeah.
as well as me and Lemmy's links. All right. Well, Totem, thanks for joining us tonight. Really good to have you
Hey,
on.
thanks for having me. And thanks for being so patient. I know it was kind of rough getting going, but you guys are seriously awesome. Thank you for well, not making me feel as dumb as I feel.
It's all good. I can promise you,
Yeah,
you are not the first person we've had to set up, and you will not be the last.
so you've experienced it before. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Well, you guys are awesome. So good, I'm gonna say good luck with the podcast because I'm totally in support for it.
I appreciate that.
That's amazing to hear.
I really appreciate that. That does mean a lot to us.
You're welcome.
Okay, everyone. That was Totem. Like I said, I'll have all his links down below, as well as all of ours. If you like this, you want to see more, consider dropping a sub over on the YouTube. Make sure to follow us on socials. I post updates every now and again. Let me post updates every now and again. And we hope to see you in the next
Yep.
episode. Be safe out there. Take care. The world is a crazy place. Bye bye.
Later.
Bye.